Day 13, and I have to tell you, I am off track with this challenge. And this is why I did it in the first place, because I am often off track. And anyway, the reason I'm off track right now and how I was yesterday, like yesterday I worked at the store, and now today what I had to do, instead of working on the Am Writing challenge or the Am Writing blueprint challenge and the podcast challenge, and then just even doing applications for speaking, is I had to interview people for like my freelance writing job, which I still have. And for a long time, I freelance wrote as like my full gig. Like I had wrote for multiple publications every single week, and it was like constantly running and juggling and doing all the things you do as a freelance writer, because if you work regionally or locally, and even honestly, if you work nationally, like being a freelance writer is not a super lucrative career choice. Being a writer isn't a lucrative career choice unless you're Stephen King or people like that. And, good for them. That's awesome. But if you're Danielle Davies, you wrote a million articles a week, and just were constantly jumping for more. You're just constantly jumping through hoops to get more. And slowly but surely, most of our local papers and publications and places dried up. And so I found myself still with a few, and then I decided I was just not doing this anymore. But I did keep one. And the reason I kept this one is because it pays pretty well. And thank you. But I also kept it because I think there's something really important about practicing writing for other people. So I have written for my whole life, and I've always been like a creative writer, or, when I was in school, I was a decent writer. Some people are good at high jumping. I'm good at writing papers. And I learned that really, like, writing for other people is a very different skill than writing papers or writing for yourself. And also that it takes a lot of practice to get pretty competent at it. And the reason that I'm saying this actually has to do with my book. So when I first wrote that draft of this book, which I finished a draft of this book, it had been to agents and all this stuff. I really thought it was like banging. I thought it was like so good. And and some people even thought it was good back, which was really awesome. And it is really nice to hear that and to have gotten good feedback. And that makes me pretty proud of myself. And that also gives me hope that it can be really actually very good. But when I revisited it, I wrote that probably 112 years ago, but realistically, like probably 13 years ago. I was a freelance writer, but I didn't have like the breadth of experience that I got later. So anyway, when I read it, it reads like somebody that's trying really hard to be good, that's trying really hard to be funny. And the thing is, when you're trying really hard, and you should try really hard, right? Like when you're first starting out writing, you should be trying really hard because you're trying really hard to get good at something. Just like if you turn in a paper, you should be trying really hard to get your good grades, stuff like that. But when I read this now, it doesn't read like somebody who's good at writing a book. It reads like somebody who's trying really hard to write a book. So there's a difference. And anyway, writing for other people, even now, even when it gets in the way of my actual life goals, like I feel like it's doing right now, it is still beneficial. I still think it's a really good practice to write for other people, write with the idea that other people are reading this. And so like, you don't have the freedom to do what I'm doing right now, which is why I will let you go. But if you are following along, thank you so much for encouraging me. I'm definitely off track, and I feel like I need to apologize for that, but I guess I'm just apologizing to myself. Okay, thanks.